It's like you're running on a treadmill and you start to fall a bit behind and the treadmill won't slow down.
Yeah, because is that a thing that you can stop now, this machine? It's an ongoing thing?
No, we can't. It's
why
so
not?
hard to put the brakes on it. Because we have, the great thing is we have this management booking that will fill up our schedules, get us in all these shows, and they can and will book a show every day of the year. The problem is trying to convince them, no, hold on, you know, and you know, even just like as we speak now, there's other shows getting filled in. So it's kind of crazy, and sometimes, especially when it's not like a great night or when I'm not, like right now when I'm feeling like trash on stage, you know, and I'm up there and I'm trying to sing and I can't do what I'm supposed to do. I just can't right now. And it makes me feel really bad about that, because it's like, and then I just know that there's more dates piling up, and I'm like, well, maybe I'll go home and find I've damaged myself and I'm just not gonna sound as good again. I've had that worry before, because there's only one other time where I had this kind of problem. It was, of course, when we get put on tour in the winter, and they put, and we all got like serious bronchitis, maybe even pneumonia. We didn't have time to go to a doctor because we were in Canada and we had to drive 10 hours every day. So we didn't get to do that. We just had to play the shows. And yeah, I did that, like 2 weeks of shows like that. And I was really worried that like, oh, am I ever gonna sound good again, or am I just gonna suck forever because I pushed myself too hard? And so.
But isn't your management sending you a little bit on a suicide mission when they don't?
I think the thing is, if it weren't like, if we never got sick, if there weren't any problems, like we could do it. It would be hard, but we can do it because we're pretty used to this. We're pretty.
But it's not a lack of motivation, but just I think at some point maybe you all will.
No, and I'm sorry, and like I'm only 25 now, but even so, like, you know, I'm starting to feel like aches in my bones that I didn't used to, you know. Yeah, it's difficult for me just to do a show every day, because if I hit any bump, like I get a little sick. Doing a show every day, like it's like you're running on a treadmill and you start to fall a bit behind, and the treadmill won't slow down, and you know, you just get more and more tired and more worn out, but the treadmill's still going like you know. That's kind of how I feel right now.
Yeah, you said you're just maybe just for the sake of the band that it might be a good idea to slow down a little bit.
I think
how will you do that? How will you try to convince your management maybe that?
Well, I guess this has been an ongoing process. We did actually slow down for a really long time to make this third record, which I was really happy with. We didn't play a lot of shows, just some shows here and there for maybe like 10 months during the writing and recording of the record, and up until it was released. And but the thing is, like the last album cycle, the way it was, we lost 2 members. There were times where just like the whole band hated each other. It was really difficult. We did all these shows where the band was on a broken leg, basically, because we didn't have
This was last year, or?
This like 2009, I think, was the most serious year of touring. I think we did 300 shows in 2009, and yeah, we had like an incident where our drummer, we had one section of 2009 that went from like the end of January to halfway through May. It was like 100 days in a row. And our tour shirt was like, you'd see the same city on there 3 or 4 times on our tour shirt. It was ridiculous. And halfway through, our drummer, you know, there was like a fight in the band, and our drummer punches a fucking dumpster and breaks his arm right before the Creator Exodus tour, which for us is like the biggest and best US tour we've had to date. And yeah, so we have to train a drummer in 1 day to play that tour. And then the second show is Nokia Theater in New York, and the band's like almost falling apart on stage. Now, I don't want to make this out to be all terrible, because in some ways, I'm proud that basically we are fucking warriors and we've done it. We don't miss shows.
But can I ask you one, when you have these times, and I think they're unavoidable when you have a group of guys so close to each other for such a period of time, what did you learn from that period that maybe it won't happen again now because learn to deal with these situations and these?
I think just right now the personalities in the band, because the two people who left were sometimes the
outcasts,
the troublemaker. Not the outcasts. We were all friends. Sometimes they were the guys I talked to the most actually, but they were kind of the troublemakers. The people would light the fuse a bit. We don't really have anybody who does that right now, and so it's been in that regard, in ways of getting along. Anytime anyone does bicker, it ends pretty quickly. It doesn't get out of control, or it hasn't with this lineup we have. It's never got that. The personality clash has never been an issue with our current lineup, which is really happy. I mean, makes me really happy and makes it much easier.